We now convene in the county of Buckinghamshire in southeast England to focus on thoroughbred dressage, a facility founded by Louise Robson that specialises in retraining racehorses for the dressage arena. Her journey began when she was just 15 years old and has since seen her help a host of star-studded sprinters carve new paths following their illustrious careers on the track.
There are a lot of horses that go into racing and there are a lot of horses that leave racing. These horses finish their first career at a very early age. It's our responsibility to look after them at every stage of their life. It's becoming more popular for people to take them on, which is absolutely brilliant. And I'm truly honoured to be a very small part of their journey. We didn't have money growing up, but I was horse mad. We had horses primarily on loan. When I was a teenager, my first experience of an ex-racehorse is maybe what you might call a stereotypical ex-racehorse. Quite tricky to hack and quite tricky in the school, and I ended up losing all of my confidence. And then the search was on for the next horse, and through a turn of fate and a bit of luck, we were given the phone number to Terry Pendry, who was head of the Royal Mews, and he said that they had a horse there. And there was a small chestnut there, and it was Mr. Glam. You're going in to see one of the Queen's horses. Huge honour, huge privilege. And first of all said, I don't think I'd be suitable for him. My mum did say to me, you can't say no to the Queen. Like, that doesn't happen. Mr. Glam changed my world, he changed everything. He is the reason the stable exists, and he is also then the reason why the stable then evolved. So here at Thoroughbred Dressage, we have 20 stables. We have 13 ex-racehorses currently here with us, and the others are warm bloods or mixture horses. Depending on how the horses left racing, depends on how they start their life here. So some already have had their downtime post-racing. Some have come in with an injury, which is the reason why they finished racing. But the main thing is when the horses come in here is that we treat them as an individual. The horses have access to turnout every single day, they have friends, and we have a mixture of indoor and outdoor stables here. From there, we start working them, and that will start in the long reins, so I can assess them from the floor. Once they've done a bit in the long reins, we'll make sure they're comfortable with tack on as well. And then Jack will get on them, and we break every stage down for these horses, so we're creating a new language with them. We'll do a mixture of groundwork, ridden work, and hacking, and then from there, if they want to be a dressage horse and they want to stay, then we start progressing up the levels.
When they come from a racing background, they want to take the bit forward and they want to stretch out and stride out. And what we're trying to ask them to do is just round themselves up a bit, become more supple in your hands and bring their heads underneath you, so they're using themselves in a more roundabout way. Today we've cantered Bailey and Wilsey around the field, and you'll see Bailey quite gets on his toes. He likes to jig jog a bit, and sometimes he's cantering on the spot. And that's very much the racehorse in him getting very excited about, oh, I'm in an open space, I want to go forward and I want to go fast. You can take the horse out of racing, but I don't think you can take the racing out of a horse. There's definitely a spirit to a racehorse, and thoroughbreds in particular. They've been bred for one purpose for hundreds of years, and they very much know what that purpose is. So it's trying to work with them instead of fight against them. It's allowing them to have days where they can go back to doing those things without letting them get too carried away. Lou's very good at letting them be horses and express themselves in the way they want to. It started off with the excitement and the adrenaline of riding racehorses. That's where I first found the joy of being involved with horses. Now it's a lot of fulfillment out of watching horses progress, whether it be an unbroken horse then turning into a riding horse, or whether it's a thoroughbred coming off the racetrack, having a bit of time, and then turning into a dressage horse. It brings a lot of joy to see that actually the industry that I love, which is racing, these horses can have great lives afterwards doing other things, and it gives me a sense of fulfillment to know I've helped them along the way.
Following her success in helping a racehorse with royal connections transition from the track, Louise has since been given the honour of taking on several more regal retirees.
This is Quadril. He is 19 years old. I've had him since he was 5. Bred by Queen Elizabeth II. He was in training with Richard Hannon, was a flat horse, left racing through injury. He left racing when he was 4, he arrived here when he was 5, and he's pretty cool. Quadril's claim to fame in racing is that he was second by a nose at Royal Ascot when he was a 3-year-old. And Quadril was known quite well to be a potential for the Queen's Derby prospect, and we all know the Queen loved the Derby and how she wanted a Derby winner. Quad grew quite a lot having finished racing, so it was taking things very slowly with Quad in the early days because his legs became very, very, very long. And I was very conscious of that, not wanting to put any excess strain on his suspensories or his body.
Quad in particular has quite a wide shoe on, very flat shoe, due to the fact that he does dressage on a surface. So the idea is that the flatter and wider the shoe, the less the shoe's going to interact with the surface. When he first arrived, we only shod him in front because he didn't need the support behind. And then obviously as he made his way up through the grades and Lou started to push him more, then we discovered that he needed more support. So therefore we added the hind shoes on. Again, to just try and stop that foot from interacting too much with the surface.
Quad has taken me to places I never thought would be possible, and this horse has gone all the way through the levels in training. He was ROR Horse of the Year in 2019. He was one of the highest competing ex-race horses in the UK. I owe this horse so much. He has no idea how much he means to me, but he also has no idea just how much I owe him and how much the stable revolves around him. Quad is like a bouncy rubbery ball, and when that ball bounces in all the wrong directions, it's quite hard to stay on. But Quad is like Peter Pan. He's the boy that never grew up. Although he's 19 now, he is still like he's about 3 years old. He's so joyous in everything he does, whether he's playing with his friends in the field, cantering sideways out on a hack if that's what he feels like he wants to do, or doing a canter half pass or a canter pirouette. And you teach Quad something and he has got it and he loves it. This lovely gentleman of a horse is Forthbridge. We call him William at home. He is 13 years old. He ran once on the flat as a 2-year-old, and then because he grew quite a lot for a flat horse, well, he didn't race again until he was 4, and then he went over the jumps. He was bred by Queen Elizabeth II and is owned by His Majesty the King. So he is a rather special boy, aren't you? What I love about William's story is that the Queen stepped in and she said, he's fallen out of love of racing. So instead of pushing this horse to keep jumping and keep doing and trying to push for more, she stepped in and said, he's done enough. And so William fell out of love of jumping, although he does still jump out of his field every single day when the opportunity arises. William is currently around medium and advanced medium level dressage, so he started doing his flying changes, started doing like large working canter pirouettes, and for a horse that doesn't have very big movement, he's doing it really well. He tries so hard and he's an absolute gentleman and he does anything to please. In the early stages, the temptation would be to get on him and ride and do, but the problem is his body needs to catch up. He had to still have time to mature in a different way as a potential dressage horse. But the best part about Wills is that, well, he's beautiful to look at, which always helps, but he shows real scope within what he's doing. He's not the biggest mover, but his effort and his wanting to please just makes him so trainable and so brilliant. And the more you ask of him, the more he gives it a go. And you can't ask any more than that. It might sound a bit corny, but I do think William pricks his ears forward and does give a little bit of a smile sometimes. He is a joyful character. He's not bouncy, he's not exuberant, but you just feel joy when he does something and he feels like he's done it right. He keeps on going, and that's where I think he finds enjoyment in his job. I love training these horses because you never know what you're going to get. You never know where these horses might take you or what they can or can't do. I love their sensitivity and I love being able to work with them, and they just pick things up so quickly. What I'm really content with now is that I've got this relationship with this horse and I'm part of a journey that the beginning of their life wasn't intended for. But isn't that really cool and really awesome? And I get to train a horse and show the potential and the possibilities. That's what it's about for me, is that me and them, not anyone else or anyone else's opinions. It's just me and them. What can we do? And let's give it a go.